Japan isn't perfect. Now I speak for everyone when I say this is 100% wrong. Japan is the land of weebs and weeaboos. Dot the bio. Believe it. And I'll live there eventually once I retire. Alright, don't clip that, bro. I'm sorry, yo. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? You always hear like amazing things about Japan and oh my god, Japan is beautiful, this and that. I've heard a lot of bad things though. Like I heard Japan has like a terrible work culture. Like you end up as like a work slave or something. Can't be no different than the 9-to-5 mentality though. You know what I'm saying over here. But I don't know. I'm still gonna visit Japan though. Don't get it wrong. I'm still better visit there. But especially the way I look, I heard Japan is like one of the coolest like East Asian countries. You know what I'm saying? But like even still, bro, I know I'm gonna get the, I'm gonna get the old Japanese guy staring at me like this in the store. He's gonna hit one of these guys. He's gonna hit one of these. Gonna hit one of these at me and then kick me out of the store. All right though, let's go.
Japan isn't perfect, okay? I said it, and yeah, I know they have all these.
But Naruto said Data Bayo, believe it. This video is false.
Good things going for them. I'm not denying that, but it's a bit suspicious, honestly, when everything I hear about Japan is positive. Well, today that's all about to change because my hating is gonna explain how Japan isn't quite perfect. All right, we're talking natural disasters easily ruining your day. I mean, look at this guy. Relax.
Yo, who remembers the Japanese tsunami? Like back in 2011. I remember when I saw that shit, I was like, what the. It's actually the most scary. Y'all realize a tsunami could happen any moment? Tsunami's gotta be the scariest natural disaster out of all of them. Even more than a tornado and all that. Cause tsunami, you could be at like a tsunami, like a tornado will take down a building, yes. But sometimes they won't. Cause like a lot of buildings nowadays, they're built to be like earthquake proof and like sometimes tornado proof. They won't just get flown away. Tsunami is gonna go under the ground, lift the building and just... it's over. I only knew of it because I had the How to Survive book. There was a tornado in my area, but it wasn't that bad. That's what I'm saying. You can survive a tornado better than a tsunami. Tsunami, you're getting swept away. It's over.
Relaxing drive ruined. We're talking gigantic parasitic cults that lead people to do insane shit, like assassinating the president. Oh, and I almost forgot the tourists, the goddamn Westerners, the weebs, the fans that plague Japan's streets and America's basements alike. I mean, people literally get online stardom from just being awful tourists.
Johnny Somali. Yo, crazy frame. Nah, this man. You know it's bad in Japan if they have to choke you out. Like, Japanese people are the chillest people of all time in their country. They're just like, alright, whatever, just be cool, show respect to the country, don't do anything. If a Japanese citizen is pulling up to you, choking you, punching you in the street, you know you're wrong. You know you're doing wrong as like a foreigner. You know like that you are treating their land bad. Logan Paul Japan trip, like even Logan Paul, bro. Logan Paul was wilding in his Japan trip, doing a bunch of wild shit. He didn't even get punched or like slapped or anything. Who is that? For y'all that don't know, Johnny Somali. Honestly, clap it up for yourself that you don't know Johnny Somali. Clap it up for yourself. I really don't feel like explaining the lore. Just know he's basically the perfect example of what not to do in another country, essentially.
Tourists in Japan. Yeah, these guys really put the pan in Japan because I imagine the majority of locals want to just get a pan and knock them unconscious. Actually, in Japan, taking matters into your own hands might not be the worst move, honestly, since the Japanese police are so inept and ineffective. So many crimes go unsolved in Japan, unless they see you jaywalking or littering. It's like the only...
You know why? They need to get some good old American freedom. Get some of those, Japan. Nah, man. Do the Japanese police, let me see their outfit. Do they have, like, at least, like, a baton or something? It looks like they have nothing. Do they even have a taser? What do they have? Is it just, like, it's just a person in an outfit? Hold up. Am I tripping? This looks like it's just a person in an outfit. There's no, like, at least, like, a taser or something. Cough, cough, police racism, police brutality. But god damn it. You know what I'm saying? We got the guns. You know what they should carry, honestly? It would be cool as fuck if, like, every Japanese police officer had like a samurai sword, like attached to their back or some shit. Weeb alert. This is not the 1700s, Tommy. Well, god damn it, bro. Clearly the crime isn't solved there. So maybe they got to take it back to the 1700s and bring back samurai. Either bring, like, get that shit. If they got that shit strapped to their side, ain't nobody doing a crime there. Because best believe a criminal, you pull up to a criminal, slice them, and they're done for. Tommy, they have guns? Hold up. Yes, they do, but they're trained to not use it unless absolutely... Okay, never mind. mind then.
Only 2 crimes they actually care about solving. Anything else is guaranteed ending
what are
up
they doing?
on a top 10 creepy
That was kinda
unsolved
hard.
Japanese police cases YouTube compilation. One thing I think is the root of a lot of Japan's current day problems is the work culture. You know, the
that's what I heard
Tokyo
of.
zombies, the locked-in epidemic. Basically,
To be fair though, hold up.
work culture. You know, the Tokyo
To be fair,
zombie.
okay, you walk into any New York subway and you're gonna see a homeless dude like this. A homeless man or woman just fucking slumped on the benches. Slumped on the benches, slumped in the street somewhere. I mean, for an opposite reason though. They're working, you know. The other people are homeless. Me for real. Could y'all imagine you work so hard that like it's crazy to me that they have a work mentality where it's like, it's actually a culture there where it's like, you need to support your boss no matter what. You need to support it. You shouldn't care about yourself. You need to work for boss. If you have to do overtime and not get paid, it is what it is. You know, you're contributing to society, just do it. That's so wild to me. Why are they sleeping there, Lamau? Cause I mean, they don't got time to sleep at home. They work too hard.
Zombies, the locked-in epidemic. Basically, this problem kind of stems from the aftermath of that big war they lost. The country was in absolute ruin after World War II, and the government, alongside all the emerging businesses, out of necessity, pummeled out this narrative, which really plays on the traditional emphasis of pride and honor in Japanese culture. That if you aren't dedicating 110% of your life to working and therefore rebuilding the economy, you're a traitor and a disgrace to your entire bloodline, and you essentially don't exist as a human. Whilst this did play a big role in rebuilding the economy, it also had such a massive impact on Japanese work culture and was able to...
So is that why Japan got like, or ended up as such a strong economy? It's such a strong. I mean, it worked for them, shit, cause it's still going to this day. People, Japanese citizens, they just be working, bro. They just be working.
To spiral so far out of control that now your typical daily routine as a Tokyo businessman includes sitting in a cramped booth to endure 12 hours of
80 hours of overtime? Oh hell no, they got it fucked up, and we complain over here about like 40 hours a week or something. How much do they get paid? That is my question. Shit, if you get paid like, honestly, like 100 hour, I'd probably do it.
frantic amphetamine-fueled work, then collapsing on the metro out of sheer exhaustion or alcoholic escapism. Waking up the next morning deep in some random suburb, slapping some cold water on your face and doing it all again. And this is totally accepted and even kind of rewarded in Japan. For example, it's common when you see one of these passed out businessmen to leave cold water beside them in some kind of ceremonial circle. So that when
no, bro. Well, I mean, at least we could say the streets are so clean they can sleep on it, and you know they don't have no problem. I wouldn't sleep on a random, you know what I'm saying, American street. I'm not sleeping on a random American street because I know for a fact something went on there, bro. I don't know what would have happened on the street I would be sleeping on the crosswalk. Somebody could have took a shit there. Somebody could have took a piss there. Somebody could have there. I don't know what it would be. At least they could do that.
When they wake up, they can freshen up and get back to crunching them damn numbers. I will admit though, this does pull on my heartstrings a little bit. I mean, if you pass out on the street in the UK, you're getting robbed, pissed on, teabag.
Yep, same thing in America.
You're gonna wake up surrounded by is a bunch of pigeons pecking at your nose hairs. But yeah, if there's one thing I can't fault Japan for, it's the honest friendliness and hospitality in their culture. I mean, bro, if someone gifted me a $400 tub of perfect strawberries or a $500 bunch of the world
1,977 grapes? Or Japanese grapes? What? $977? What do these grapes do? Fuck. Heal. Are they either cure cancer? What are we talking about here? There's no. I need to know the percentages of how much, like what the grammage to prices. I need to know that. There's no shot this is real.
World's best grapes or a $450 square melon. I would probably just evaporate with gratitude, honestly. I don't know if my physical form could handle such a generous gesture, you know?
Tourists.
One thing that defines an especially annoying tourist in Japan is when people from the other side of the world travel there with no knowledge of the Japanese language whatsoever. Literally only 13% of Japan's population speaks English. So if Japan interests you and you think you might maybe visit one day, it would be best to start getting them basics down right now. That's where italki comes in, using this online...
Yo, that was actually a really good transition. He actually Okay, y'all go check that out if y'all want.
It seems like a big shame the honesty and pride of Japanese people has been exploited in such a way where people literally just operate as money-making computers, completely devoted to their nation. I mean, I know ultra capitalism is the foundation of current day Japan and produced a utopia and all that, but bro, you don't want a smoke break at least, blood?
Lunch breaks on decline, so you're just starving working? You know what? Good for them. Maybe the hunger for working is what feeds them. Maybe it's that. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, if they love it, they love it, man.
This robotic hard work sentiment over generations has...
I want to visit for their food and to see if I can riz me a Japanese girl. See, Gooby, you're the problem. Because what the is that sentence I just read?
Spiraled so out of hand that now holidays and time off in general are like low-key taboos in Japan. Less than 18% of people take their annual paid leave off, which is insane. If you're Japanese, there's a higher chance you'll die of a stroke or a stress-related physical condition than in other Western countries. Plus, Japan literally invented its own form of heart failure, known as Takotsubo cardiomyopathy, I think, which is essentially a month-long heart attack caused by extreme stress that is usually cured.
Do you know how your work mentality has to be, or the way you're treating your citizens, the mentality they have, where they invent a new disease for them? I didn't even know this was possible. Like, I actually didn't even know this was possible. I didn't even heard of this. Why does the government not step in, though, and tell them, like, okay, work less? Like, stop working so much. Why are you guys working so much?
By just chilling the fuck out. This is such a big problem that Japan is literally begging its citizens to go on holiday more, because not only are workers dropping dead from stress, also their airlines are failing because no one uses them. But by far the biggest problem this toxic work culture has created is what I like to call the -100 Riz pandemic, also more formally known as population collapse. Essentially, because so many Japanese citizens spend so much of their energetic youth completely locked in and not out there cheating, basically young people are starting to have really
But isn't that everywhere though? Like, every country's birth rate is declining. Every country's birth rate is declining. I don't even say that to that. You know what? I blame social media. Because, like, bro, men hate women the most right now, and women hate men the most out of any generation I've ever seen, bro. And it's because, you know what I'm saying, all these posts you see online. And it's probably not going to get better, to be honest. See so many women be sexist on TikTok is crazy. No, TikTok is bad, bro. Yo, tell me why. Yo, I literally saw, like, this post, and it was, like, these girls, and they were talking about how, like, warning. You know, if you're dating some dude, make sure he isn't sending your nude pics in, like, his boys' group chat. When the does that ever happen, bro? And she was talking about how it's, like, a common thing. Like, boys share, like, their girlfriend's nudes or, like, private pictures. It's like, what? When does that ever happen? And the crazy thing is, I checked the comments, they're like, oh my god, period, like, yes. Granted, bro, that's not obviously, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you're not one of those stupid ass girls on that fucking, like, in that comment section, bro, it's not common, bro. Most women I know that are smart, they'll be like, oh, okay, that's fucking stupid. That's sped. That's sped. But it's shit like that, you see that, and people believe in that, and then, you know, it just pushes the narrative. Fortunately, it does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but, like, they're saying it's a common thing. Never in any group chat, any of my boys' group chats I've ever been in, I've ever seen that. If anything, bro, women, anything that happens with their boyfriend over, they're telling their friends. Like, y'all know, bro, y'all ever talk to your mom about something, and then your mom just immediately tells, like, her aunt or, like, friends or whoever she's close to? My mom, I'm not gonna lie, bro, my mom stayed doing that shit. Anything that ever happens in my life, she tells all of her friends. Anything that ever happens. I don't really mind it, though. I probably got mad a couple times from it, though.
Social skills, so they really don't be making babies like that. Each year the amount of marriages significantly falls, and it's even been reported that currently 70% of men in their 20s in Japan have no spouse or partner. Even the couples that do exist are kind of brainwashed to only think money. And I don't know if you know, but having a kid costs a lot of money. Therefore, straight up, no one is having any babies, and some companies are having an absolute blast exploiting loneliness. I want to see American
stats then. What's the American stat? 3 in 10 Americans report being single. That means in Japan it would be 7 out of 10. How are they double here, bro? I feel like here, if anything, it's lower. Men 32, women 28, and yeah, the ages, bro. Yeah, see the young dudes, like, it's the highest. I got 10 girlfriends, no lie. Okay, buddy.
Japan. Whilst before they just made fortunes selling sake, now it's leveled up. I mean, it makes a lot of sense choosing an anime pillow or an online digital waifu over an actual human when you spend 12 hours day in a tiny office crunching numbers like Cheerios after a night out. To add to this problem though, Japanese healthcare is kinda just too good, and Japanese people are kinda just too healthy due to their traditional diet, the cleanliness of cities, and simply their genes. But why on earth is that a problem? Well, it means lots of old people, and I mean fucking shit tons of old people.
Let's go. Terrible US healthcare system wins. That's what I'm talking about, baby. We need people to die. Y'all gotta understand, bro. The reason why you see McDonald's on every corner is because we need people to die in their 60s and shit, so the generations can move on. You gotta understand that, man. You can't have people living for too long. You got people living for too long, then you end up with too many old people. And when you end up with too many old people, there's not enough young people, and then there's even more old people, and it doesn't add up right. So with that being said, eat terrible.
10 people in Japan are 80 or over. Over 30% of Japanese people are 65 plus. Compare
I guarantee it's still working
that
too.
to the USA's 16% and China's 11%. You can see how insane and unprecedented that is. And unfortunately, as we know, old people die more than young people. So as less Japanese babies are born, but more Japanese old people die, the population is absolutely collapsing.
Damn, they're saying it's gonna be wait.
Japanese old people die, the population is
in 2100 they're gonna go from they're at like 130 million to 60 million. Is that their population's about to be cut in half? God damn, bro. Hey, y'all gotta start
absolutely collapsing. It went down by 800,000 last year alone. Now, usually countries don't fare amazingly with big population declines like this, but it's especially bad for countries that are so reliant off massive, consistently growing domestic urban workforces, a bit like Japan has been for the last 80 years. Japan's whole business model completely falls apart with population falling and average age getting older because old people retire and don't generate money for the state. Actually, they do the opposite. Japan's social welfare spending is set to rise 60%.
They can actually move very well for being in like, I don't know, I think they're in like in their 70s or 80s. They have to be. Japan's social welfare spending to rise over damn. You know what's crazy, bro? It's the opposite in the US. Yeah, I know Social Security and shit, like all the old people get, it's literally gonna end with like all the younger generations. So like when you retire, you're not about to get shit, basically. You're just gonna have to keep working.
2040. And to fund that, Japan is going to have less young, dedicated, taxable workers than before. In 2010, there were 128 million Japanese people. By 2056, we could very possibly be looking at it dropping below 100 mil. See, the problem with relying on your country's individuals to act as money-generating components within some big fuck-off engine is that if those individuals stop multiplying like they used to and start dropping dead from stress, you end up with less components but the same big engine. And you can't run an engine with half the required amount of pistons or valves, can you? For example, property recession. Less people, same amount of houses. More supply, less demand. The market is crashing. That's just one of thousands of examples of how population decline is abysmal for Japan.
Shit, I might have to move there, bro. I just saw him put 100K for a house. Yo, I might have to move there, bro. The average house here is probably like 500K or something like that. Shit. I need to make my move.
Japan's economy and its fucking 92% urbanized population. Now, the Japanese government knows all this, and they're now desperately trying to backtrack and decrease the wide-scale urbanization they were so frantic to create half a century ago. They're offering millions of yen to young people in return for them moving out of Tokyo and starting more rural lives. They're launching advertising campaigns intended to...
you know how much you had to up to be like, alright, damn, we up. We're gonna give you, I think millions of yens isn't like, it's not millions of dollars, okay, for y'all with the illiterate knowledge, okay? It's millions of yens is probably like tens of thousands, I'm gonna assume, or hundreds of thousands. I don't know what it translates to, alright? I don't know what it translates to around that. And yeah, you know how much you have to up, so like, damn, just take all this money and just move somewhere and just like somebody have a baby, please, we need you to. You know you messed up badly when the government is saying that.
To get young people out drinking and improving their social skills, they're doubling spending on childcare and considering literally giving new parents cash payouts. And funniest of all, they're funding adverts on TV, which essentially just promote bang banging. And I do think it's
What?
pretty hilarious that all those years of forcing notoriously cold, harsh, robotic, strictly profit-focused values down Japanese people's throats just led to the government desperately running ad campaigns promoting partying, sex, and farms.
Honestly, wait, Japan is sounding like the move now. Hold up, Japan is perfect, man. Get rid of your title, bro. Get rid of this title immediately. Guys, I think I know where I'm moving. Shit, cheap houses, get the finest, you know what I'm saying, Japanese women ever. God damn, bro, and they got the best cuisine in the world. Hold on, maybe it is the best place ever. Get rid of they're trying to get rid of all this shit. I'm gonna move there once they get rid of all that working culture and whatever the people passing out on subways from working. Once they get rid of that, I'm moving there. Like the government promoting that, man, sounds like a dream.
Exactly what they were originally
Japan
trying to
Streamline.
discourage. Fucking awesome, man.
Thank you, brother. Hey, that was a funny video. Yeah, man, if you're from Japan, watch this right now. Or if you are Japanese, I guess you're born in America. I don't know, wherever you're born or whatever. Just, you know what I'm saying? Let me know when things clear up and clear out there. And I'll eventually move there, man. I'll eventually move there because it's seeming, you know, it's kind of seeming like the dream once they get rid of all the work culture and shit. So, might have to go there. But, yeah, if you're watching this on the tube, join the Discord.